5 months into his tenure as Attorney General, Jeff Sessions' future already appears to be in doubt. Sessions has said publicly he likes his position in the Department of Justice, and he has repeatedly told reporters he has no plans to step down. But President Trump may have other ideas. He wrote on Twitter Tuesday, quote, "Attorney General Jeff Sessions has taken a very weak position on Hillary Clinton crimes, the latest in a series of tweets complaining about the man he appointed." CBS News Justice reporter Paula Reid is in Washington. So, Paula, in an interview with the Wall Street Journal on Tuesday, the president said he's very disappointed in Jeff Sessions, but wouldn't say if he plans to fire him. Is this public push against the Attorney General an attempt to get him to quit instead, you think?
Well, if it is, it's not working. It's business as usual at Main Justice. I was there throughout the day talking to people. They're all working on their cases, and they say, look, this is a difficult job on any day. Yes, criticism from the White House makes it more difficult. But, Elaine, it's fascinating. The rank and file, even those who don't support all of Sessions' actions, all of his policies, all of his politics, they completely support him in his decision not to resign. They see these White House attacks as an attack on the institution as a whole, on its independence and its integrity. So he has the support of the rank and file, and throughout the day, it's just been business as usual.
And Paula, do we have a sense, if President Trump seems to have such a problem with the Attorney General's performance, why doesn't he simply fire him?
That's a great question. He certainly has the legal authority to do so, but it seems that there are some political restraints on that, specifically an article that came out earlier today in Breitbart that really gives us some clues into how a lot of Trump supporters view Attorney General Sessions. In that article, Breitbart came out as being squarely Team Sessions in this dispute, specifically because Sessions has such a consistent record on aggressive immigration enforcement. That was one of the central policies of the Trump campaign, and they say that most of the accomplishments so far of the Trump administration belong to Jeff Sessions. And, Elaine, that is true. Throughout the past 6 months, Jeff Sessions has been diligent and consistent in passing very aggressive immigration policies at the border. He's staffed up the immigration courts to speed up deportations, and he has, of course, aggressively lobbied for the travel ban, successfully gotten it all the way up to the Supreme Court, where he has a good chance of winning.
Well, President Trump blamed Mr. Sessions' recusal from the Russia probe for the appointment of special counsel Robert Mueller. If Sessions quits, Paula, or is fired, could that pave the way then for the president to fire Mueller?
Well, let's be clear on the timeline. The president is missing several steps. Yes, the Attorney General recused himself from the Russia investigation. It was handed over to Rod Rosenstein, but then the president fired FBI Director Comey with a supporting memo from the Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. And then there were, of course, subsequent revelations that perhaps the president had tried to pressure FBI Director Comey into backing off of this investigation. At that point, Rod Rosenstein appointed a special prosecutor. So the president is missing several steps, and it's not clear if a new Attorney General is brought in what role he or she would have in relation to Bob Mueller, because right now the Deputy Attorney General has oversight over Bob Mueller. I mean, it may not matter who is actually in that top seat at the Justice Department in terms of whether or not the president wants Mueller fired.
Well, if the president did decide to fire Mueller at some point, what would the implications of that be?
It depends on right now. It depends on Rod Rosenstein. Rod Rosenstein could opt not to fire Mueller. He could say, look, I quit. Then you have an even higher body count, if you will, at the Justice Department leadership. I think politically the ramifications would be enormous. I also think you would see a lot of pushback, bipartisan pushback from Congress, because Bob Mueller is someone who has served administrations of both parties. He's universally and widely respected as the person who can handle this job objectively. If he was to be fired, the political consequences would be enormous.
Well, on Tuesday afternoon, Paula, the Attorney General announced a new policy on sanctuary cities. Tell us about that, and also tell us about the timing of this announcement.
There's only so much the Justice Department can do to punish sanctuary cities for not cooperating with federal immigration enforcement. One thing they can do is cut off the supply of federal grant money. And what was announced today is the fact that the Justice Department will limit a specific category of grants to any cities or states that are not cooperating fully with federal immigration enforcement.
All right, CBS News Justice reporter Paula Reid in Washington for us. Paula, thanks so much.